Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. I am in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm waiting for my friend Vanita to come online because we are going to do a live video. Hi.
You see me, sir.
I
Hi,
see you.
Celeste.
I see you loud and clear. Actually, that's for hearing, right?
That's good. That's good. It's so good to see you after a long, long time, Celeste.
Yeah, I know. It's what, 2 years?
Can't wait. Yeah,
Is it
almost. Yeah, almost 2 years.
almost? Okay. So we had we had 4 people, but I see 2 have left the conversation. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna go on because this video, as I mentioned to you before, and it's in my okay. Wait, I need to find the questions. It's it's in the post that I posted on Facebook yesterday. So Vanita, I think what we're going to do first, before we start anything, can you just please introduce yourself so that people can know who you are and what you do?
First of all, I'm Celeste's friend, a very good friend of Celeste. It's so good to see you. I'm actually a master makeup artist and a stylist for about 27 years now. My background is performing arts. I started on stage at about 4 years old, and that has been my core value of what I am today. The journey that has taken me through art, makeup, costumes, tradition, culture, and traveling around the world has really made me who I am today. So, yep, I'm here today to talk to you.
Okay, yeah, this is a let's talk. So this is very casual. So I hope anyone who is watching understands that, right? That it's a casual conversation. So, okay, the other thing is because of this topic. So this topic that I want to address is the Harry Styles, the cover of Vogue magazine. You've seen the picture, right, of him in this fully dressed, right? And so again, before I start with that, it's very important because I need you to also give your age. You don't have, if you don't want to give the exact age, at least age range.
My age? My age?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm proud to say my age. I'm 48 this year.
You're 48. Okay, yeah, you can say because you look fabulous.
I'm turning 48 this year.
This year, okay. And then your race?
I'm an Indian.
Indian,
born
okay.
In Malaysia.
Yeah, and your nationality?
Malaysian.
Malaysian, okay. So you're Malaysian Indian. Okay, now why that is important is because I especially wanted to interview someone who is a non-white. I wanted to interview a non-white woman. Okay, which you are. Right.
Yeah, I'm already liking what I'm seeing. Celeste, I'm already liking what I'm seeing on the screen. You know, when I see both of us, I can see the white and the brown. I have the black hair and you have the blonde hair, and that is.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I'm also non-white. Yeah, I know, but I'm also non-white. It's just that because we come in all kinds of shades.
That's
different shades of non-white. Yeah. Okay. Right. So let me start now with the questions. Okay. So now put Harry Styles. Okay. Put his sexuality and whether a man has the right to wear a dress or not aside. Put that aside. As this is not the focus. We don't care whether he's straight, gay, bi, pan, wham, jam, whatever, all the flavors there are today that we can be. We're not concerned about that, okay? And we're also not concerned about whether a man can or cannot wear a dress. That is also not what we want to discuss, okay? So that's one thing. So the second thing is, so the Oxford English Dictionary definition of dress is, it's a piece of women's clothing that is made in one piece and covers the body down to the legs, sometimes reaching below the ankle, below the knees or to the ankle. So this is the definition of dress. Okay. But that's the Oxford Dictionary definition. But also dress, you are Indian, I'm African. In our culture, when we sometimes use the word dress, it does not necessarily mean it's a woman's garment, right? It's just
That's right.
a dress. So let's look at it. This is our definition for this conversation. Our definition is that it is a piece of clothing that is made in one piece and covers the body down to the legs, sometimes reaching to below the knees or to the ankles. Okay, so we also don't care whether, we're not calling it a women's, we're just calling it a dress, right?
Okay.
All right, first question. This is like 40 questions. No, it's not 40 questions. First question. Is it a nice dress?
Ask again. Once again, I didn't hear you, Celeste. Say it again.
Okay. Is this dress that Harry Styles is wearing, is it a nice dress?
Yeah, I saw the picture. It's a nice dress.
It's
got a texture to it. It's got layers to it. As a dress, if you ask me, not connecting it to him or any perspective, the dress is a nice dress.
It's a nice dress. Okay.
Without,
right.
Yeah, it's a nice dress.
Okay. Second question. Does it suit him and does he look good in it?
Okay, now that I'm connecting it as a dress that suits him.
To him now.
Do you want me to connect his personality? Do you want me to connect his personality or just him as a man wearing the dress?
Just what you see visually. You're seeing this person with that color hair, that color skin type, that kind of body shape in that particular dress. Does it suit him? I'm saying him because I know he identifies as a man. He identifies as him. That's his pronoun.
If you ask me, it suits him. It's because the way he styled it with the coat on top and the way he's standing, it looks a little raw and original. So not connecting his personality to it, just as a person, a man who's wearing that dress, it suits him.
It's okay,
just
right.
him as a man.
Just him.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever your answer in number 2 is, I want you to elaborate more on why you say like him, Harry Styles, this particular person, like I say, with this color kind of hair, this kind of face, this kind of body shape, blah, blah. Why does it suit him?
I think its first thing is because of the color. He has chosen a color that's very neutral. It doesn't show any shade of a cool or a warm or a color that when you look at it, you may have a perception or an idea, oh, this person may be this or that, it or this. So the neutral color sort of gives a illusion of not being judgmental. So it's gray, it's black, it's very neutral, gray in that scale. So it's not giving you an idea of trying to judge him, whether he's a gay or bi or whatever. That's one thing. And the texture, if I'm not mistaken, when I look at the texture of the dress, it looks like a texture of a fabric of what a man would choose to make a pants or a blazer. It's got a texture to it. If you take
the actual dress or just the jacket?
The dress.
The entire
dress. It has a text. Yeah, I mean that's what I see. It's just the picture. By looking at it, it has a texture. It has a kind of a fabric that is used for a man, and that is being used to create a dress. If I see it in real and touch it, probably I could give a better description. But that's how I see it. So putting on a black blazer on top of that, it's like wearing a man's outfit in a dress form, using that same fabric what a man would use to make their suits or pants or coats or whatever into a dress. Right. That's how I look at it. If it was a pink or a blue or a purple, it may give you an idea of something. If it's floral, if it's very, so it gives you another idea of something. Or if it's lines, but in this case, it's quite neutral. So it was very cleverly done, I would say. Yeah, it's quite neutral.
So, do you think this look is a manly look? Manly meaning, when you look at him, does he look, is he presenting himself as a man, or does it look more effeminate?
So it depends on how I look at men as how men they are.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
it?
why you, Vanita, that's why I'm asking you. Yes, yes, I want
What is it that I
Vanita.
look at? You know what I mean?
Yes,
So when I
yes,
look at a man, how do I?
right. Yeah, because I want
Do you understand
Vanita, who is 48, who is an Indian, Malaysian. I want what you think.
Okay. My idea of a man, of how I look at a man, and I have this wow factor, like, oh wow, you know. Not too clean, not too, you know, prim and proper, a little rustic, but at the same time, you know, he has a sense of dressing. Linen really makes me, you know, I look at men twice when I see a man in linen, textures of how he puts the combination together. So, but when I look at this particular person, for me, it's not manly enough. You know, it's not like the kind of guy like who's rustic or like a little bit unshaven, that kind of a look. It's not that I don't like looking at a man who's clean shaven, but it depends on the personality and the person and the overall look. But in this case, when I one look at this picture as a stylist, I feel like the manliness is not there.
It's not there. Okay.
Partly because I think it's the color. Yeah, it's also because of the color. It's quite neutral. It's quite tricky for you to like judge them. But the way he's carrying it, it's like, it's not feminine. It's not flamboyant. It's not too gauge. But he's just there. He's just there. I'm wearing a dress and I have a coat. And that's it. And that's it. It doesn't give you any other idea of like, I'm giving you this sultry look, or I'm manly, or no, it's not. It's quite neutral.
Yeah.
Very neutral.
Yeah, he's giving a neutral look, but when you look at him,
for me,
it's not
yeah,
it's not a man. He's not manly. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Right.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's not man enough, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not man. He wasn't man enough for me. You know that song. Okay, right. So next question.
You and I like looking at guys who are like, you know, who has some substance, right? Some character to them. But just
yeah, no, I just like looking at men. Yeah, he has to be a man. If
I'm
I look at him,
you, Celeste. Come back, okay? Come back as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, you know, my life, you know, because of a man, I'm not coming back yet. Okay, right. So the next question. Do you think men in your country and of your race would find this type of dress style for a man attractive?
You're putting me on a spot, isn't it? You're putting me on a
That's
spot,
the reason.
isn't it?
Yes, spots. It's all about spotting. So do you think men in your country?
If you ask me as a stylist, it's not wrong for a man to wear a dress.
Yeah, but remember, it's not about wrong, right? It's just about what do you think men in your country would, like Malaysian men, especially Indian men.
A Malaysian man, especially who is Indian, Indian man, a Hindu, or, you know, of my race, definitely a no-no. Definitely a no-no. And if he wears it, and you know what the community is going to speak about, judge them, and you know how it goes about here. So it's definitely a no-no. But if a man is given a chance, or like it's there is a time where wearing a dress is norm, right? I think men carry
that
the
type of dress
way much better.
That type of dress.
Sorry?
You saying that type of dress? You said
as in like,
wearing a dress is norm, but that type of dress.
Yeah, which is like with frills and long and with a trail, not that kind of a dress. But if it's a dress that is like a quilt, you see how they wear them and they have the blazer on top. It's how you style it and put the image together. And I think men would carry dresses way much better than women. Not because of the sensual figure or, you know, the body and the curves. No, I think they have a certain presence where they are able to carry what women wear quite neutrally. quite neutral. They don't show
Okay.
anything else because they're quite clean lines, right? Men.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you are a gay or a bi or, then you can sense a little bit of their personalities, a little gentle or extremely manly, Yeah. Even when I style, I look at their personality and see how they are. And then I decide on even the color or the pattern. It talks a lot about the person. So in my race or in my community, no, it's definitely a no-no. They'll probably take
No,
you
no,
and
yeah,
put you, yeah, that's it. They'll chop you off or they get you married again and again and again. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now, would you ever date a man who wears dresses like that? If that
Well,
is,
I
he
would
always
love
dresses.
to. Celeste, I
A
would
man is
love to date a man who wears a dress. Obviously, I would love to. Not that I've
that type
not
of
seen
dress.
men who wears dress. Sorry, that type of a dress?
That type of dress, yeah, with frills.
I think I would be with what Harry is wearing, right? What he's wearing.
Yes,
I
like
think,
that.
yeah, I would love that. I would love to date a man who's going to wear that dress. And I would wear a sari to compliment him, to make him feel comfortable. Or, I mean, whatever. I mean, I would love to date a man who's wearing that dress. Just to know what made him wear that dress. Or you'll never know.
Okay, so do men in your country or of your culture wear garments or dresses that reach below the knees or ankles? Not like his dress, but do they wear? They do, right? Okay. What? Just elaborate a little bit more on that.
See, in our Hindu tradition, our outfits or our attires are never sewn. It's never cut in pieces and put together to create an outfit out of it. It's always been a piece of cloth since ancient time. It's always been like, if you take a sari, it's 6 yards, styled in a way and draped in a way that gives you an illusion it's an outfit, depending on the geographical factor, the atmosphere, the heat, or different job function. So it's always been like 9 yards, 10 yards, 12 yards. It was draped in such a way, it gives you an illusion and an idea of like it's actually stitched in that pieces, but it's only tied. Whether it comes to the ankle or it covers the groin or it covers the breast line, it depends on the community they come from. Whether it's from north of India to south of India. And of course, when they travel from civilization after evolution and they left the country and went to different parts of Southeast Asia, it evolved, it changed, right? For now, what you see in the country, we have the veshti, which is the white piece of fabric for men, which are like 6 yards or they have 9 yards, which are draped into a pants or just like a wraparound skirt. So if a man wears such particular fabric and drapes it like a wraparound skirt, because of that fabric and the color and the pattern, it's okay because it's a man's outfit. But if he were to take a sari and drape it like a wraparound like that, it's not okay. It may not be okay because it's like, oh, you're wearing but the thing is, the only thing that makes a difference is just the fabric. But the way it's draped is the same. Either they tie it like a dhoti, just like a pant style or whatever. But if that lady is going to wear the veshti, which is the white fabric with a border, and she wraps around and stands next to a man, it's not okay because that's a man's outfit. But how different is it when you compare that with a sari? Because a sari has more pleats. In a way, it's a wraparound skirt, but it's got more pleats in the front because it gives space for the women to walk, take their step forward, right? But if you don't see the upper part of it, there's no difference between the man and the female, the man and the woman. It's pretty much like the same thing. Yeah, but it's just another piece of fabric, or the continuation of the fabric is put on the bust line to cover the bust line. So it's covered, but usually the men are bare. But in our words, we can't use the word it's a dress, but it is an attire. But if we have to compare it with a dress, that is the dress that we wear in a drape form. It's a drape.
Okay, so but I want to ask because I've seen yeah, I've seen in Indian culture, I've seen men wear the dress where it's, I've seen mainly like the Pakistanis
It's like a
wear.
kurta. Are you talking about like
Yeah,
a kurta?
yes, because it's covered here, but then it's long. They have something, pants
That's right.
underneath, or some,
So
or
it's a
like
top,
what is that?
right?
Yes, and it goes right down. It can go to the knees, or it goes right down to the floor.
Kurta.
Kurta, yes, that's a dress.
What the men wear is actually, yeah, it's actually a kurta, but it's not even a dress. It's quite obvious that I don't see you here, Celeste. Where you? Do you see me, Celeste?
I see you. Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah. The top that you're talking about, which is long, is up to the ankle at times, or sometimes below the knee. Usually, it's called a kurta, right? Yeah. So that's the what a man wears.
Okay, and it's always covered on the top here. It's not open, like,
Yeah.
so that
So
the chest shows.
what happened is, yeah, what happened is the kurta is actually not so South Indian. It's not what we wear as South Indians. It's pretty much belongs to the
Northern
north,
Indian.
but yeah. So it is more sort of customized now to suit the generation today, and it's also worn by females, which similarly look like, which is the kameez, which is the top part of the. In Malaysia, it's known as Punjabi suit for some reason. I don't know why it's Punjabi suit, but it's just the kameez, which is the top part of the women's outfit, and then you have the pants beneath. Similarly, the men wear the same thing as well. But then we can't conclude that outfit to say it's a dress. Definitely not a dress. It doesn't fit the requirement of a dress. But it may look similarly like a dress because the description of the dress says up to the ankle, below the knee. But then it's definitely not a dress. It's just a top.
It's not a dress. Okay, but that you said is northern Indian culture, which is not your culture because you are Southern Indian or South Indian.
Yeah, but now it has become part of our attire or
of your attire as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I just want to share with you, because you see, like my culture, I'm a colored colored South African. So of course we have different culture. It's more European because, you know, colonization. And then also because most colors are Christian, and Christian, like it or not, is a white thing. It's a colonialism. Before Christians came here, my ancestors were happily running around half naked in the bush, worshipping Coke bottles. No, that's not true. That's just from the movie. But, you know, so we have a very different perspective. Although we are non-white, we have our own things that we, in our culture, that like we accept or don't accept. So like example, like these questions for me, if you had to ask me, is it a nice dress? I would say no, because it's not my taste. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I would never wear a dress like that. So it's just no. And even the color for me would just be no. Because I'm just looking at the dress. No, I'm not wearing that color. I'm not wearing that kind of dress. I'm not wearing that kind of top. I don't like the jacket. It's just no.
Agree.
Does it suit him? Does he look good in it? Again, no. For me, because I'm a colored.
Okay.
You know, I have different tastes. And then what is your answer in number two? Whatever your answer is in number two, which is no. Why? For me, why? Because for me, that kind of dress, I can imagine a person who's going to wear a dress like that has to be very tall, so that the frills, the layers, you can see more clearly.
Right.
Right. Let me just wave it. Because when you're tall, you know, you can see more. So when you're short, like if I had to wear it, it would be look like just like a big mess at the bottom. And then it doesn't suit him because he doesn't have a waistline. If you're going to have that kind of cut, there needs to be a waistline. The top is too low. You need to have boobs, some shape there.
That's right.
The shoulders too broad. You need to have smaller shoulders to complement the look. You know, I don't know, that would just be me, because when I see that kind of dress, to me, it's just so feminine. Again, it could be because I'm conditioned, but you know, that's just, we're just talking about what I see, what I like, right? Then, do you think this is a manly look? Definitely no. Because again, I have my idea of what I want a man to look like. Because I have my definition of man. You know, okay.
Agree.
Then, okay, what is the reason for saying it's not a manly look? Again, like I say, because I have my definition of man. To me, a manly look has to show strength. And when I see him dressed, if I had to have a man dressed like that next to me, and I saw some thugs coming towards us, I don't think he'll be able to protect me when he's dressed like that. Because dude will first have to lift the dress up before he can take out his leg to kick, right? Isn't it?
Right.
That dress
You
does
never
not.
know. There might
to
be
me,
a Velcro right below the waistline that
oh yeah, you might
strip
just
it off.
plop.
You know.
Yeah, you never. Yeah, that could be
You
it.
never know.
But when that dress does not scream, I can protect you when I see it.
It's just a
And to
picture,
me,
so it's just
yeah,
an
yeah, that's
image. So
true.
it's so hard
Yeah,
to
that's true. Could have
describe.
like a psh, yeah, but still, I would not feel comfortable walking around in the street with, especially as a colored, in some colored township with a dude walking like that. In case something happens, you know, we need to run. And if he's dressed like that, I can't see him running down the street in that frilly dress. And then I would have to like be the man and, you know, take on the protective part of, when I'm not into that kind of thing. I want to be the woman in the relationship. Okay, but again, that's just me. Then, do you think men in your country and of your race would find this type of dress style for man attractive? No. And the reason I say this is because I am 57 years old. I'll be 58 this year. I have never seen a colored man, a straight colored man, walking around like that. Never, ever. So I don't care what they say. When I see it, then I believe. Because sometimes people just talk, yeah, no, it's nice. Oh, I like, oh, yeah. No. When I see who comes stand here in front of me dressed like that, then I'll be like, yay. But I have never seen it in my 58 years. So just to be truthful, right, and honest, then would you ever date a man
to
who
South
wears?
Africa, right, Celeste?
Yeah, you know. Yeah, so you
SA,
know.
right?
Yes.
So
How many colors have you seen walking?
no.
Definitely never. Yes.
Whether it's Durban, if it's in Durban, that's it.
Definitely not.
Durban,
I cannot see people in Wentworth.
Definitely not. No. Cape Town, maybe, you know, at Fishhook.
No, he would be gay, or he's either very drunk or he's on high
exactly.
on something, but it's not gonna happen.
If
Or he
if
could
it
just
was
be homeless.
in Durban,
or he's homeless and that's all he could find to wear in the dustbin. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me. Yeah, I think a homeless person would, because they would just wear whatever they can find, right? Would you ever date a man who wears a dress like that? Yeah, all the pros. Okay, would you ever date a man? Sorry.
Celeste, you should have answered the question first, and then I would have said something. Because
no, I didn't want that, because
questions.
I don't want you to influence you, because I have my personality and
so
my
now
taste.
I'm like, I saw it as an artistic point of view, and then here you are going like.
That's fine. That's why, because you're the artist in style. I'm not. I'm just a lay person. So it's good that there's different perspectives. That's the whole idea. We are two non-white women with totally different perspectives, different cultures. So when we see things, we will react
when we work
differently.
together, even in many works that we put together, it's always been different, or like it's
different,
always been something. People will be like, "What's wrong with these women?" So,
but that's how it is. Then, yeah, would you ever date a man who wears a dress like that, like this? No. Honestly, okay. Have you seen me? Have you ever seen me walk around with a man that is dressed like that? A straight man going on a date? No.
See,
and my husband doesn't dress like that. If he had to start dressing like that, I'd ask a lot of questions. Okay, right. I'm just being honest. Okay, then do men in your country, which means in South Africa, of your culture, wear garments that reach below the knees or ankles? Coloreds, no, unless they are Muslim. Then they will wear the I think they call it the kurta, the juba, the abaya. Depends, because if they are colored, some of them follow the more Arabic Muslim way of dressing, so they'll be like in the abaya. If they are more black, like Nigerian or from Cameroon or Ghana or some other country, then they'll follow more the African style, you know, the long dress. But it's normally only if they are Muslim. If they are Christian or whatever other atheist or whatever other things they are, I don't know any colored Hindus or Buddhists, but Baha'i I know, yes. But if they coloreds, they will be in their floshams and their Levi's and their polo shirts. You know, that's how they dress with their caps. They just like that. They will not wear that type of dress. And I think that could be, again, because in my culture, there's a very firm difference between what we consider to be a man and a woman. We're very strict about that. There's no like in between, I am 96,000 genders and I identify, no, I am a man and I'm a woman, and we stick that. Of course, sexuality is different. That's another story, but just talking about fashion. But I think it's the same probably in the Indian culture as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But it's just that because our traditional outfit or our attires are always been a piece of cloth, it's always the person's character or the personality shows how each drape is going to look like, whether it's masculine or feminine, you know, and that's the beauty of that fabric and the way it's being draped. It's the same fabric being draped for a man, because it's draped in a masculine way, it gives you the masculine appearance. But if the same drape or fabric is draped on a woman, it immediately shows the feminine appearance. So yeah, because it's just a fabric.
Yeah, it's just a fabric. But that's actually a very good concept, because you just start with it. Because everyone, it's just a fabric, and then how you actually that goes back to how like my ancestors' culture was like that. The Bushmen, you have a loincloth. A man and a woman, they wear the same loincloth.
Yes, loincloth. Yeah, it's the same loincloth.
Yeah, and then just how you drape it.
Yeah, it all depends on it. What's amazing is that the fabric also determines the hierarchy of the community, or you know, if you're poor, you get a very less fabric. So the way the women use the fabric cleverly to hide their private areas or their bust line, and that's why you notice that in Hindu culture there are a lot of pictures in ancient time. Women are sort of like, you know, bare at the top, or sometimes it's barely covered. You know, as the civilization happened, the fabrics and, you know, all that started happening, and of course the intervention of British, and of course they came and educated and made sure the women were covered. All that evolved, and of course the outfits improved in many ways, you know. But it's always been one piece of cloth. Yeah, it's always been. In terms of energy and holistically, without cutting the fabric so many times, when you have it as just one piece of fabric draped around you, it preserves your energy better, instead of cuts and pieces and then put together too many lines, too many cuts. It's not that good in the sense of energy. You know, when they say when you have a fabric that is crumpled, it attracts more negative energy. When it's clean and ironed, it's much you preserve the energy, or your aura. Yeah, exactly. Difference between the crumpled fabric and clean, straight ironed. So there's a lot actually to look into.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, both our cultures, we used to be topless, right? Our ancestors were always topless. Again? I say in both our cultures, yeah, yours and mine, our ancestors were topless.
Oh yes, yes. I think pretty much everywhere else as well. If we go back to Sri Lanka, you'll notice that what men wear as a sarong or a drape, whether it's in India, it's a veshti, or in Sri Lanka, you notice that they only wore the bottom, like a wraparound skirt, and they were actually topless. Ancient time, before the
the thing, like for us, what happened,
at that time,
is it's colonialism. So that's why always when black people talk about white people culturally appropriating, like black culture, it's like the minute we put a bra on our body, we are culturally appropriating white culture, because the brassiere is a white thing. So
correct.
Because it came to mind when you were
South Africa, the influence of the Dutch, of that blue, white checks and all those colors of patterns and designs has influenced the designs of dresses or styles so much. Because when I was in Cape Town, I didn't miss the museums, and the influence of Southeast Asia is so much in South Africa, even the Hinduism and the Malay people.
Because we have many, because they all came back.
But it's always the external party that comes into the country and influence, and so-called in the word of civilization, or improving, or educating them. Makes a lot of changes and sort of like makes it
educating.
Exactly.
And
this is why I'm holding my phone.
Oh, you hold, mine has been held up by the computer, by my laptop. But this is why I also wanted to talk about this thing with Harry Styles, because it's always white cultures that start these things, and then it comes into our societies. And so this is why I wanted to talk about this, because also there was this backlash. There's this one.
I feel like at some point fashion has become very standardized. If you don't meet the requirements, that standards, then you are not fashionable.
But who's setting the standards? Why is it always the same people who set the standards?
Exactly. That's the thing.
That's
that
why
is
we're
why
having
you
this
and I
conversation.
always have issues.
Who is setting the standards?
That is why in my work, whatever I do, I always have people like, why are you saying this? Why are you saying that? Because people are so blinded with the standards of this is what it is. But they don't go back to see where it originates from.
Exactly. Yes, because when you know where it originates from,
you always forget the roots. Exactly. You
see,
you know, for the fact, Celeste, even when I was in Africa, even when I was attending a conference in Cape Town, I walked in with a sari. You believe it or not, because I wore a sari, it was a batik sari, because I felt I was representing Malaysia. And they did not even register my name. They didn't even, check my pass or whatever. They just walked me to the VIP seat. Now, how could that happen? I was not a VIP. I was not. It's because of what I wore.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's because of what I wore that respect came immediately.
Right.
Because of what I wore. Yeah. And I was taken care of so nicely on that day. It's because of,
of the style. And then the thing is, like with Vogue magazine, Vogue influences so much, well, fashion, but especially like Vogue magazine, Cosmopolitan, those big L, those kind of magazines, they really influence what we wear. And like we were saying earlier on, our fashion, if you look at, especially my culture, all our fashion originates from the Western world, from the white Western world. And to me, when I see Harry Styles in this kind of outfit on this magazine, to me, it's like, this is another fashion now that they are trying to push into the world, by saying.
Do you think it's because there are too many dresses that is not sold lately because of pandemic?
No, it's this wokeism culture.
Not sold.
No, it's this wokeism culture, and
it's not, of course not. No.
And what is happening is no, they're trying to, which is, I mean, it's a bit sad because they, sad for, like, I feel like for people who are not from the West, because I feel the West, they are always pushing their standards onto other cultures.
Mm.
And when you fight back against what they are trying to push, then there's a lot of backlash.
It's
You know, because I saw this with Candace Owens. This Candace Owens is a black woman. She's a black woman in the US. And she fought back again. She said, when she looks at this, it looks like it's the feminization of straight men. Because Harry Styles is a straight man. Now we're coming to his sexuality. He's a straight man. And she feels, as a black woman, that, and when she speaks, she normally speaks to black people. But when you look at, because I did the data, I had to do the data collection on this fight she was having with people. She's saying that she feels that this is a feminization of men. That they are pushing him.
In terms of dressing sense, is she talking about
the way he's dressed?
Is feminizing men?
Yeah, that they want to push this as something that's normal, and then anyone who
why would they want
resist
men to wear? Why would she want men to wear a dress to feel feminine, or to make them?
That is her perspective. She feels that when a man is dressed like that, and the whole woke agenda is they want to feminize men. That is what, now whether I agree with her or not, that's what she feels as a black woman in the US, that they are pushing that this is how men dress now, or how they can dress, and which is fine. I agree with that part. I agree with Vogue. A man can dress however he wants. I don't care what he wears. The thing is, if he wears whatever he wears, it doesn't mean that everyone's going to accept it. It's like with any model. You put any model on a cover of a magazine, there's always going to be criticism. But in this case, just because it's a man in a dress, you cannot criticize. You cannot say he doesn't look good or he looks effeminate. Suddenly you are a bad person.
Right.
But if who's the, I don't even know who the models these days are. If Kate Moss was on the cover of a magazine and she was wearing a dress, we were always free to say she doesn't look good in that dress. That's not a nice dress. Oh, it doesn't suit her. It was quite fine. But suddenly, just because they're trying to push this agenda, so she was fighting back against this, because she knows in the US, in her culture as a black woman, straight black men don't dress like that. They don't. You know, they'll have a different, they don't. And then the other thing, my thing with that is that why, if you want to make this the norm for men, why not put this on the cover of a men's magazine? Why are you putting on the cover of a woman's magazine? Because if you're targeting men, you should put it with men. Put it on the GQ. Because as a woman, I'm looking at this. Yeah, as a woman, I'm looking at this. To me, it's like, there's so many women looking for work. Why can't they ask me to wear the dress? If it's about anyone can wear whatever they want, then why can't you put me, the ugly woman? Why must you go put oh, sorry, my phone fell. Why must you go put a man on, you know, put it on GQ so that men can think, wow, I want to wear this.
Actually, you're right. It should be on a men's magazine cover, for sure. Definitely. A men's magazine cover, not
a men's magazine.
And the word Vogue the word Vogue just sounds, even with the moment I even hear that word, Vogue, couture.
It targets women.
It makes me sick. I'm sorry. Just because it's like, for me, those words are very limited. It just makes you feel, just makes you limited. It just narrows you down. The word Vogue, and it's like, for me, it's like, just, there's no expansion. There's no inclusiveness. There is just
inclusive,
limitation, standards, peer pressure, rules, conditions that you need to follow.
Yeah, but then that's exactly, because if it's Vogue, then, like you say, because then we have standards, we have conditions. So then you put Harry Styles in a dress, then of course I have the right to say he doesn't look good. I don't want a man on the cover because he doesn't fall within the standards that I want to see.
But then again, I need to support what I just said, that I like the dress,
right,
because I saw it as just a perspective of, when we do for covers and style for magazines.
Yeah, like you said, it's a nice dress.
Concept. We need to think of controversial issue, and we put something to make people think, and that's why we are having this conversation right now.
Right,
but at that point of view, when I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a dress, then we probably would have taken a fabric of a men's fabric and created. But then I also thought, like, why ruffles? It could have been clean, straight lines, or maybe they want him to feel feminine. But there's so
why
many
not
ways
let a woman wear it?
energy.
There's so many types of women in the world. Why must you choose a man? Why can't you choose a woman that is more androgynous looking? Yeah, just like this. What's her name? Nicole David. She's very masculine looking, or Martina Navratilova, or if you want to go for that look, because if you want to go for a manly look, then use a woman who looks manly. Or if you want to go, there's so many types of women. There's women with straight figures with no waist. Why must you go and choose a man? This is just the other point. If we want to like make just
but
to
then
make
again,
issues.
Celeste, when it comes to Vogue,
yeah, they only want a certain
they will take
type.
a straight-looking figure, a column-looking a female, and try to put ruffles, and then they'll say, we are trying to bring her feminine out of that, instead of bringing out her beauty of her clean lines.
Right.
Usually. It can be clean lines to show her figure, who's thin and tall and lean, but giving it a color that makes her feel feminine. Color makes you feel. Pattern makes you feel.
But you mustn't say that, because the woke people will be on your back if you say that color, this feminine, or that in color. Those are bad words. Those are bad words.
No.
My phone fell again, sorry.
See, it's always when we work with models, the real straight models, they're not feminine at all. They're just inked. For me, it's like they have no life, and that's why I don't work with models. Celeste, I've never worked with models. I work with real men.
With real people.
Yeah, I don't care about the shape or the body or the curve or extra bulge. It doesn't matter to me, because all that is part of being, whether you're a feminine or a masculine. Even if you are a man, you have to feel the feminine energy, because that gives you the balance. So is the women. But then at times, the person's personality or the character differs or changes a little bit, because the feminine might be a little bit more, the masculine might be a little bit lesser, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just part of being a being, With that, when we give yourself a style, like say, for example, if I were to style someone, I get to know the person first. The first thing that I look is, are they feminine or are they masculine? Even when it's a woman, if she can have an amazing figure, but she's very masculine. So I can't give her an outfit that is so feminine, but the way she carries it.
Yeah, she's like a man in drag.
She's very masculine. So I have to balance in between, so that it first thing is for her to feel comfortable, that she feels herself first, before I could put anything and start layering her. It's not possible. Even the inch of heels, how high can she take, how low can she go, whether it's weight or not. It so much depends on the energy balance. First thing is just looking at the feminine or the masculine. Sometimes you'll notice that the guy is so well dressed. I mean, we have done all of that, right? We check out this guy like, oh wow, and then suddenly we go like, oh, now still feminine.
minus six for the shoes. -5 for the way standing,
Exactly,
10 for the outfit.
I would probably pick up somebody from the roadside and clean him up a little bit, buff him up a little bit, and then put him on the runway, and everyone would be like, oh, he's exotic, he's just being himself, So for me, I mean, Vogue, it's always, for me, Vogue is very limited. It's limitation, it's just conditioning, limitation, and because of those whatever that's being published now on social media, because you know the influencers and the YouTubers and what have you, they have put style and fashion at such limitation, and you know you need to have all of this to look like that, or to have likes, to have followers, to have this. For me, it's like, for me, authenticity matters. Be you, be yourself, you know. Each of us have our own authenticity, and when they miss that essence, the core value of being that person, that personality, you lose it. You just lose it, you know. So again, coming back to my perspective of what I saw on that photo was just based on the artistic point of view, or like when you ask me would I date, actually, yeah, I would still stick to that answer. I would date a guy like that, but just to know, you know, his point of view, or just get to know, like, you know, his own energy, or his own personality, or his own authenticity, or how he carries himself, and what kind of a man can he be.
Yeah, but I'm having this conversation with you, because you would look into that, whereas like me, no, you know, I'm very straight on what I like and what I don't like, and what I want a man to be like and what I don't want him to be like.
Oh yes,
and
that
so
is so Celeste. That is,
it's very,
that is very Celeste.
Yeah, you know.
And
so but that is, I think it's interesting that we can be different without having to, just because I don't think he looks nice, so now everybody has to be on my back. Yeah, you are turf, or you were homophobic, and he's not even gay, but anyway, or you know, we have to embrace the fact that all of us have different tastes, and that it doesn't matter whether I like something and you don't like something, as long as we are open about what we like and don't like, and what we will accept and don't accept, then I think life would just be so much better.
Celeste, I actually can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Anyway, we've been on for so long already. So, it was so nice talking to you. It's just like we are just in our normal, in the house talking. Can you hear me now? I don't think she can hear me. Okay. Anyway, people, that was Vanita speaking to me. Yeah, I see you say you can't hear me. That was Vanita speaking to me. And thank you so much, Vanita. And we'll talk again. Okay? Cheers. Bye-bye. I think they should understand. Okay? Say bye. Okay.
See you soon.
Okay.